It's my battery, that's right, I failed. Hey, I'm Patrick O Shea. I just finished 1 week of my 520 weeks as president of UCC, and I'm delighted to be back. I'm ready. So, when I was a student here, left here in 1980, entrepreneurship wasn't even alive. I mean, you just were working for the man, literally. That's what it was. And I'm really delighted to see the spirit of entrepreneurship as exemplified by Bill Lau and his colleagues and RebelBio, because entrepreneurship is a quintessential Irish characteristic. Because do you know who coined the word entrepreneur? A Kerry man, exactly. Richard Cantillon from Ballyhigh, County Kerry, coined the word entrepreneur. What does an entrepreneur do? He or she sees a problem that needs to be solved, takes a risk to solve it, and creates more value than is consumed in the process by creating a sustainable enterprise. So that's one Irish characteristic. And the other is, of course, taking risk. Because what happens when you take a risk? What's one likely outcome of taking a risk? Failure. Failure is okay. Now, I'm not suggesting you all drop out, but there are some famous dropouts. Fail once, fail again, fail better. Who said that? Another Irishman, Samuel Beckett from Dublin. Okay? You gotta learn through failure. When my stuff gets delivered from the US, I was at the University of Maryland where I was vice president for research. Anyway, I've got a picture of myself when I was about 28 when I had a big failure. Unfortunately, a photographer photographed me when it was like this. My career's finished, and I'm going to hang that in my office. That's very important. You've got to learn to fail. Fail early, fail often. Because if you don't risk greatly, you don't achieve greatly. Okay? So, the entrepreneurship, you see a problem, you take a risk. And the other thing is you've got to be unreasonable. Think of all the famous entrepreneurs. Was Jobs reasonable? Was Gates reasonable? Was Bill Lau reasonable? No. And that's a compliment, because reasonable people just want to get along. They want to have a house, have a lawn, a dog, and all that kind of stuff. But unreasonable people are unhappy. They want to change things, and all progress is the result of the activity of unreasonable people. You know who said that? A Dublin man, George Bernard Shaw. See? They've got three Irish things. And the other characteristic is you've got to think big, because if you dream small dreams, nobody's going to care. Think about our ancestors 5,000 years ago at Newgrange, Brúnaboyna. You know that big thing? 500 years before the pyramids of Egypt, 1,000 years before Stonehenge. They were mad. Can you imagine the people who were watching this saying, you guys crazy building this big, huge edifice? Well, it's useless. It's just freaking, if I wanted to align to the winter solstice, I could use 2 sticks. Why are you building this thing? Well, let me tell you, that is the longest running economic stimulus package in the world, because to this day, it's €10 to get in and you exit through the gift shop. So go UCC, go RebelBio, thank you, be entrepreneurial. All right.